heard over the years, Tosh, about how hard it is to learn this defense, particularly in the first year, how complex it is. At the same time, we're here now. Brandon comes in post spring practice, and that he's kind of jumped right into it and is up to speed. How has he been able to do that as quickly as he has?
Well, I think it's our job. If we feel like we got to make the chaos turn into clarity for our players, so that's our job. So, it's many different ways. Tap into the 7 different ways of learning per individual and how he learns best. And I think our coaches do a great job of doing exactly that. So finding how they learn best and then attacking that process. I think BJ's been a great example of, someone that's come in, but even before he came here, committed to the process and wanting to jump on Zooms and, try to get a consistent head start of what we're trying to accomplish here.
What about the rest of the new experience in that defensive backfield? Jabbar, Kobe, all guys with 1 year left, a lot of experience. How have you seen that? Obviously, it's only second day of camp, but have you already seen that kind of experience help out?
Yeah, we haven't put pads on yet, so I'm never going to make any early assessments, but just attacking the process. I think these guys have done a great job. Again, very different than it was a long time ago. We're afforded a lot of time with these guys early now, so it ain't nothing like the old days where you show up to camp and kind of you're just starting the first beginning principles of your system. It's something that we've executed throughout going back to January for most of these guys, other than a few newcomers. So I think we're just trying to constantly improve is what we're trying to accomplish here, per individual, and then collectively hopefully put a good product out there as these guys, devote the time and effort towards their craft.
You added Derek Harmon post spring ball. What's the expectation for him to help your room and that unit?
Yeah, I mean, we have high expectations. He has high expectations of himself, So, he's a guy I think that's here to take his game to the next level. We're going to do everything humanly possible to assist him in that and continue his development process. He's got the talent, he's got the size and the measurables. Now it's about jumping in this culture, continuing his development, but he's here for a reason. He's a great player that's looking to get better.
What really stands out with that group of edge rushers you have, and where do you want to see their improvement?
Well, it was great. We had 3 true freshmen make some major contributions last season, as well as, Jordan Birch and a couple others that were cycling through there. So constant climb, no one here on this defense has arrived. No one here on this defense we're not talking about, the accomplishments of last season or it's all about moving forward, So daily grind, mentally, physically, that's what we're trying to do. And day 2, certainly, I see some things we can improve. That's obvious. But pleased on how these guys are attacking.
You highlighted Devin Jackson as somebody who's made big strides in the spring. I'm curious, obviously not asking for assessments of fall, but in terms of the summer, did you see him continue to kind of develop into the player you guys want him to be?
Yeah, he made a huge stride. I mentioned how, he would be competing to be the most improved on our defense amongst a couple other guys, I thought. And one of the things he's gotten much better at is communication, so that's essential in our defense and utilizing that as a weapon. Any guy that can run 23 miles per hour on a GPS, if you can organize that type of speed, you could be, a critical piece to our defense.
What would be the key to getting Jordan home more? Because impacting the quarterback is still, there's no box score for that. He certainly did it more than 3 sacks would allude to. But how do you get the sack number in particular home more to where it's maybe double digits or more?
Yeah, I think the key piece is where it starts. So I really challenged him in the off season of he does a great job at the top of his rush where it starts and his initial takeoff. All right, and then the finish to every rush. So he's whatever you mentioned the production. I think you said 3. He's a guy where you get almost 9. So we got to take those almost away, right? So we start at the top of the rush, continue where he's at, initially from the start, and then all about the finish. So if we improve those things, he's fully capable of being a double-digit sack guy.
You say you already see some of the areas you want this team to improve in. What are some of those things that you want to work on over this camp?
Yeah, I think we got to going back off of last year's assessment, something we got to get better at red zone defense. So we did a lot of things this off season, looking at possible different schematics, and then taking what we do and doing it better. We made a jump and improved, had some critical success on some third downs, but consistently, that's a goal of ours, where we want to be winning at a much higher percentage on third down as well. Continue that trend, continue it upward. Those would be two things that jump to mind.
With the way you guys attack the secondary in terms of making those personnel improvements, Tosh, when will you feel like the results or the confident about the results to come, even before maybe they come, in terms of that it's been addressed to your level of satisfaction, that you're getting what you were hoping to get out of when you're adding 4 more transfers to the group?
Yeah, I think we're certainly better personnel overall from when we arrived here, but we got to continue to coach those guys and improve and get them better within our system. So, I don't think we're ever going to be satisfied, to answer your question. It's about we haven't played nearly a perfect game yet, so you start getting shutouts, and those are going to be the results there. But that's only going to be the end result of the work we do every day. So don't really think of it that way as far as when I'm going to be satisfied of the end result. It's just more so stacking days one after another and getting better at every practice.
Made Caden Woodyard somebody that was attractive and a good fit, and obviously kind of a weird deal where he did spring and just enrolled in Alabama, but now with you guys.
Yeah, I wish I could say it's weird in today's college football. It's not very weird at all. It's something, we had a great past relationship, coming from St. John Bosco. That's also Mateo Uiagalele's school. Got a great relationship with that coaching staff. A lot of respect there for Jason Negro and Chris King there, and Coach Lowe. They do a hell of a job. So, that's somebody that we feel like is going to be ahead of the curve even coming out. We had a high assessment of him coming out of high school. We felt like we ended at number 2 in the process there in the recruitment. And, after I'm assuming he went through spring and wasn't, for whatever reason, felt like his heart wasn't there. And when the transfer portal, opened and he went into that portal, we obviously reached out, to his coaches in school and wanted to reinforce that he has a home here. We had one of our safeties drafted to the Green Bay Packers, lost a couple other defensive backs, so felt like it was a great piece, that could possibly contribute, make immediate impact if he's going to be ready, but regardless for our future.
Last question.
Last year, the defense said they wanted to be feared. What do you feel like the team wants their identity to be this year?
We want to be a relentless defense. So when you turn on the film, I think being a relentless defense, attacking the ball, and playing for something much bigger than just yourself. That's what we want to accomplish out there. So you see a cohesive brotherhood that plays at an extremely relentless level and attacking the ball.